Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Race Pro Weekly. I'm your host, Mike Warren. All of us here at RPW are deeply saddened by the loss of sprint car driver Jason Johnson this past Saturday night after he died of his injuries from a crash. We would like to dedicate this episode to Johnson and extend our deepest heartfelt sympathies to the family, friends, and anyone affected by this tragedy. This past Tuesday night at Albany Saratoga, it was Brett Hearn's Big Show 10 as part of the Super Dirt Car Series. While we don't have the full highlights of the race for you, which we will have next week, we do have an interview with winner Stuart Friesen. Let's head there now as Fast Eddie brings us in the pits this week, brought to you by Landho Maintenance.
Stuart, victory lane at the Big Show. What's it mean to get this win tonight?
Oh, it's big. Certainly we would have rather passed Matt, head-to-head and rather than, have a little bit of a gift there when he got together with the lap car. But I'll take him any way I can get him. It's great. Our race team's worked really hard for this, and just to be able to race close to him, this slick stop and go stuff, he's kind of had our number the last couple of years. So we're gaining on it. We're getting closer, and that's it. Our DCAM car's good. Billy the kid's, tweaking the motor package, for us every week, and that's helping. And, everything that Helmar and Bart Contracting, all our great product sponsors, Integra Shocks, Draco. There's a ton of them, VP Race Fuels and Maxima Oils and everybody that helps us out. We certainly appreciate it. And, to win a prestigious event like the Big Show here, Brett's done such a great job organizing this. Hopefully he goes into the promotion end of racing when he retires here. And, we have more events like this in the future because this deal is second to none.
Mr. Freeze definitely excited about picking up 10 grand, and again, he was your winner. Max McLaughlin would come home with a strong second. Jimmy Phelps would finish in third, Tim Fuller fourth, and Machine Gun Billy Dunn coming up with a top five. In Sportsman feature event number one, it was Chris Johnson picking up the win with Scott Dool with a much-needed second-place finish. Robert Bublak coming home third, Jason Miller a very strong run fourth, and David Schilling coming home fifth. In Sportsman feature event number two, it was Jeremy Pitts with a last-lap pass on Adam McAuliffe to grab the win. Connor Cleveland would finish in third, Tim Hartman Jr. fourth, and Dave Constantino rounding out the top five. To the D-shaped dirt demon we go. A little bit of late model action, and watch Del Caswell on the inside lane. Going to go three wide, looking to take the runner-up spot. He'd eventually get to the number one spot and pick up the victory in that one. To the modifieds now. Tyler Trump working the outside, looking to make Big Block Racing great again. Up on the outside lane is Jim Whitko, would follow him down to the bottom, but it would be Trump picking up the early race lead in this one on the outside. The Heil driver, Chris Heil, going to make a move up on the outside lane to take the race lead away in that number 5 car as he would look to go to the front of the field through this one. But it would be X marks the spot. Chad Phelps on the inside lane looking to make a move. He would take the number 1 spot away and hold on to the race lead as he would battle with Whitko. Whitko trying to make a move on the outside. Heil still working it up on the top. Here's Willie Decker fighting his way through the corner when Larry White gets into the quarter panel, and he'd send him around up in between turn number 1 and 2 as Decker having a tough night out there at the D-shaped Dirt Demon, all behind Chad Phelps as he picks up the win. Second would be Chris Heil. Jimmy Phelps would finish in third. Jim Whitko fourth, and Tim Sears Jr. would round out the top 5. It's now time for this week's John Ray and Sons fan poll question. For a big series event, what do you prefer? A draw or time trials? Head to Facebook.com/RaceProWeekly to cast your answer, and we'll take a look at them on next week's show. Now for last week's question, which was, who is going to win the Big Show 10? 25% of you going with T-Mac Tim McCready. 23% of you were correct with Stuart Friesen picking up the win. Matt Shepard also got 15% of the votes. Ronnie Johnson and Kenny Tremont grabbing 8% each. And 9 drivers each had 1 vote as well. Thank you for casting your answer to see who would pick up the victory. When we come back on RPW, we head back to the Great Race Place to see what happened on Friday night.
Hi, I'm Eric Pope, General Manager of John Ray & Sons. We're proud to be offering Bryant heating and air conditioning systems. Just like us, Bryant has been delivering home comfort solutions for more than a century.
Call today for a free consultation and save up to $875 with Bryant bonus rebates.
I'm Michael Laporte, Service Manager. From sales to service, our goal is to keep you comfortable, whatever it takes. Ductless AC is a perfect solution for homes without ductwork, new additions, or anywhere you need cool relief.
Call or visit johnray.com today.
You know, Mother Nature makes the best products, and Ghent Wood Products in Columbia County has figured out the secret. We use locally harvested trees, milled and kiln-dried right on site in Ghent. We stock rough-cut lumber, green or kiln-dried. If you prefer finished products, we offer that too, including shiplap, flooring, paneling, exterior siding, and tabletops. Come check out the reclaimed mushroom wood and barnwood siding. We combine the mill experience with a retail store, so you can go straight to the mill and handpick the wood you want.
There's only one place in the capital region for you to get the full racing action. Stop down at the Bobco video booth at the track or call 518-399-0937. Bobco Racing Video, the next best thing to being there. Something about the state of New Jersey I like as we head out to the Bridgeport Speedway as they roll them down the front straightaway as the Mighty Modifieds would power through as they make their way down. Jack Swain having a little bit of trouble with the handling, and take a look at Ryan Watt. He would be the car to watch in this one as he would work his way up on the inside lane, passing a number of cars. Ryan go down in the 66, trying to make his way up through the field as well on the inside lane as the caution will come out for Stan Frankenfield, and Ryan Watt having trouble off at turn number 2. He'd have to restart at the rear. Keep an eye on Go Down now, working it up on the outside lane, looking to make a move. He's into the top 5 as the field works his way down, but this time Go Down gets caught a little bit too high up on the top, and that allows Billy Pouch to slide by here in the top 5. Ryan Watt quickly trying to make his way back up through the field as we move toward the closing stages of this feature event as Watt would work the inside lane, keeping it up, and he's right behind Pouch at this point. Speaking of that Billy Pouch guy, he's working the inside lane trying to get by Wade Hendrickson for position. He would power to the inside, and Billy Pouch going to look like he's done this just a few times before. Up off of turn number 2 would take the race lead. Here's Watt trying to send a charge through the field as the Electric Company going to make the move to get back into the runner-up spot, trying to chase down Billy Pouch. But Billy Pouch, Bridgeport, it doesn't matter what track it is in New Jersey. He's going to dance off the cushion and pick up the win out of the Bridgeport Speedway. Second would be Watt with a big run coming back. Wade Hendrickson would finish in third, Richie Pratt fourth, and David Hunt would round out the top 5. Other winners on the night, Sportsman would go to Brad Roberts, Jeremy Dorr, pick up the win in the Outlaw Stocks, and Sammy March Jr. in the Rookies. We start off at the Albany Saratoga Speedway, and watch Will Hull. That's a midair flip if I've ever seen one. He would be okay, no problem, as Jason Goff would look to make a bid down the back straightaway, looking for the race lead, and this one off by turn number 4. He'd be working that inside strong, and he would go on to win the DMA USAC Midget Feature event. A good run for Jason, former modified campaigner out of the Lebanon Valley Speedway. Speaking of modifieds, Don Rocket going to take the early race lead in this one as the field will work its way down the back straightaway. Cars looking to scatter in the early going. C.G. Morey up on the top side looking to make it sick. Matt Papello in there as well, along with Jesse Mueller. Elmo Reckner a little out of shape up off of turn number 3 and 4. That is a 17 car. You can barely see it, but trust me, it is. Kenny Tremont right there with Keith Flagg and the 20 of Brett Hearn up off of turn number 2, trying to fight for position. But the car on the move was the 14 of C.G. Morey. You heard that correctly. Working it up on the outside lane. He'd get up into the runner-up spot, and Ronnie Johnson that time looping up the sides of the cars and going up the middle, but the caution will come out as Bobby Hackle would get together with a couple of cars off the corner, and then off the restart, CG going to get a little wide up on the cushion, and that's going to open the door for the 19 of Jesse Mueller. Still looking for that elusive first career win, pushes up on the outside, and he was riding the outside strong. Mark Johnson working back to the inside would take the runner-up spot away as he was the only car that could really do anything on the bottom through this feature event. But here's RJ going up the middle one more time as he would work the outside of Drellos, trying to work his way up through the top 5, and he would slide past the 111 machine and move into the number 3 spot as we move toward the closing stages. Mueller would continue to work the outside in lap traffic as they bring him up off by turn number 4. He'd slide up in front of Jezio to keep that spot. Ronnie Johnson, meanwhile, moving up to second, coming all the way from 24th on the grid. He'd take a couple of last shots at him through traffic, up through the outside lane, trying to mimic the 19's line, but he would not be denied tonight as Jesse Mueller gets that elusive first win on the dirt surface at Albany Saratoga. RJ would have to settle for second, but a great run nevertheless. Mark Johnson coming back with a strong third-place run. Brett Hearn 4th and Kenny Tremont 5th. Coming up on RPW, we'll take a look at some midweek action out at Can-Am. And we'll give you a double shot of sportsman competition. That 602 shower of great power coming up next.
Spring is finally here and the temperatures are rising and the deals are hotter than ever. Hi, I'm Charlie Morris of Morris Ford in Burnt Hills. You have to come in for the hottest cars, trucks, and SUVs on the market today here at Morris Ford, all with leading technology and advanced safety. With thousands off and low payments, there's never been a better time to buy a new Ford. So come in to Morris Ford and let us show you why we've been selling cars in the Capital District for over 46 years.
Our Morris will always be number one.
Reputable, reliable, results. That's what you get when you call Rick and the professionals at RCT Roofing. Quality service at fair prices. RCT gets the job done. Just like Nick Stone and the RCT Pro Stock. RCT Roofing, we've got you covered. Welcome back to RPW. A little bit of midweek madness sportsman action out at Can-Am, and that's a little too high, I think. I don't know if that's going to work. Off the restart, Shane Pecor going to take the advantage up off of turn number 2 as he would lead the number 0 machine all the way off the corner, tiptoeing into victory lane as he picks up the victory, and that is one happy man, the driver of the 0 machine. To the modified feature now. A lot of big guns in this one, but ding, it was Jordan McCready up at the front of the field right away, but it wouldn't be long until the 3RS machine of Billy Dunn going to slide to the inside of him to take that number 1 spot away up on the inside lane. Cars trying to work their way up through the field as Tim Fuller right there along with Lance Willits and Pat Ward. And the 25 of Eric Rudolph going to get by McCready for the runner-up spot down the front straightaway as they roll him up into turn number 1 and 2. Rudolph trying to chase down Dunn down the back straightaway, but Dunn starting to pull away a little bit even though they were getting into lap traffic. He would still hold on to the position for the time being as Rudolph trying to do everything he can to scrub off speed. Dunn going to have a little trouble, but he put the 109 of Whitaker in between himself and Rudolph as Rudolph trying to work the inside lane. Almost had a chance to hip check him, but didn't do it. As here's Rudolph still trying to work his way past a couple of drivers. He's now going to try to get by Whitaker, but just couldn't get through him up off the corner. And then it would take down the front straightaway. Dunn working his way through traffic. He gets caught up with a couple of cars on the inside lane, barely getting by as Dunn continues to lead this one with the caution coming out on the speedway for the 27 of Nick Way. Up off the restart. Here's a shot for Rudolph. Going to slingshot down on the bottom. Up off of turn number 4 as a Uke tire. Another one getting hit off the corner. As Tim Fuller trying to close in on the 25 of Eric Rudolph through to turn number 3 and 4 as you see him dance off the cushion on the top side. But it's all behind Billy Dunn who picks up the win. Rudolph would finish in 2nd. The Empire Executioner would come home in 3rd. Pat Ward would finish in 4th. And Lance Willits would finish in 5th. Sportsman feature event, it will be Shane Pecor grabbing the win, followed by Cedric Devereaux. Dalton Rombo picking up the 3rd place spot. Dave Rogers 4th, and Taylor Caprera would finish in 5th. To the D-shaped Dirt Demon for a shower of 602 crate power as Earl Rudy would lead the field up into turn number 1 and 2 in those tight Brewerton turns. Steven Denton working the inside lane. Alan Fink trying to work his way up as Tyler Thompson tries to make a move up on the outside lane as well as they fight for position. Rudy still working the inside as Thompson going to get a little contact. Denton going to take advantage on the inside lane, try to hold the spot, but then Rudy going to go around, gets out of harm's way after contact with the implement tire. Then it'll be a battle between Alan Fink and the 98T of Thompson. And then all of a sudden, well, I'm going to put it like this. That's the night that the lights went out at Brewerton. Okay, back to the race now. This would resume as the field would work its way up through the corner. Fink would take the race lead away and go home to win the held-over feature event. We move to feature number 2 as the field going to work its way up, and there's Earl Rudy again trying to work his way up through the corner. Corey Barker up into the number 4 spot right away. Denton up there as well as Rudy would look to take the race lead away coming down on the inside lane. Watch this move by Barker, though. 4 wide. He'd take the inside lane and look to just easily take the race lead away up through the corner, but this would be short-lived, and you'll see why. Going through the corner, Barker gets tagged around. Nick Kraus going to do a little bit of avoiding to hold on to that runner-up spot, and that was some great evasive action, and he would go on to take home the win in the regularly scheduled Sportsman feature event. So Kraus would grab the win. Amy Holland would finish in 2nd. Steven Denton 3rd. Scott Prentice 4th, and Billy Clark would finish in 5th. In feature event number 2, back on June 15th is when this one got started. It was Alan Fink with the win, Tyler Thompson 2nd, Holland 3rd, Denton 4th, and Brent Joy would finish in 5th. Other winners on the night, Dale Caswell with the win in the late models, 4 cylinders to Ray Beckler. And then in the other 2, well, that dastardly Mother Nature getting it done. When we come back on Race Pro Weekly, we'll take a look at some pro stock action out at the Great Race Place, and we'll head to Knoxville for Jason Johnson's biggest career win. Performance, quality, service. That's DMC Racing Products. Hundreds of name brand parts, competitive prices. That's DMC. DMC Racing Products. Race to win. If you are a tracker series that would like to be highlighted on Race Pro Weekly, email us at show@raceproweekly.com. Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly, and this is the part where I talk to Jack Spieshak on how we are both much better drivers than Mike Coffey, and it's not even close. Anyway, to the Pro Stock feature event, it would be a big field as Dan Older would take the early race lead up into turn number 1 and 2, but wouldn't be long till Walt Brownell going to try to make a move with a lot of close quarter racing as last week's winner Ed Thompson going to go into the infield. Walt Brownell would take the race lead away, get by Older for position as the cars look to work their way up through the field here in the early portions of this feature as Nick Arnold going to show off a little bit of a Jeff Gordon bump and run on Walt Brownell off the corner as he goes by on the inside. Arnold, your new race leader, as he would slide looking for his first career win at the Great Race Place. Meanwhile, the 87 of Brownell is going to try to give him a little bit of a bumper tag right back on off the corner. Kim Dool and Kenny Martin, two of the top runners in the Pro Stock division, going side by side down the backstretch, but Brandon Amy, as we go back to the front, going to look to work his way up on the outside lane. Walt Brownell takes to the inside. They're 3 wide for the race lead, but it would be Amy coming up with it up off the corner as he would look to pick up another victory as he was the opening night winner on the season. Meanwhile, the one machine diving to the inside to keep that number 2 spot. And then here comes Josh Coonrad working it around the top side. He would look to move into the number 2 spot as he would use the outside to his advantage to take the spot away. As Coonrad looking for win number 3 on the season, he'd switch to the inside, work his way down onto the bottom, and take the number 1 spot away here with just a handful of laps left remaining. Jay Corbin working his way up into the top 5. Kenny Martin up there as well as they fight for position up off the corner. Corbin now on the inside lane looking for the runner-up spot in the final lap of this one, but it's all behind Josh Coonrad, who picks up his 3rd win of the season out at the Great Race Place. Second would be Corbin. Brandon Amy would have to settle for 3rd. Kenny Martin 4th, and Walt Brownell would finish in 5th. Other winners on the night, Jason Gray going back-to-back in the Sportsman. John Stoll grabbing the win in the Limited Sportsman. Street Stocks to Randy Miller. Jason Goff would pick up the win in the DMA USAC Midgets. Johnny Bennett in the 4-cylinder single cam. And David Frame with a bit of a, hey, look what you found here in the 4-cylinder dual cam. It's now time for this week's NISCA Performer of the Week, and with his first career win on the dirt at Albany Saratoga, it goes to the 19 of Jesse Mueller. Mueller is now eligible for the Performer of the Year award given out at the end of the season. As we mentioned at the beginning of Race Pro Weekly, this week's show is in memory of fallen sprint car driver Jason Johnson. Right now, we're going to take a look back at the biggest win of his career when he passed Donnie Schatz to win the Knoxville Nationals.
Darren Pittman brings him down. The Knoxville Nationals goes green. They'll go side by side into the opening corner. Pittman on the bottom, on the top, Jason Johnson, but Pittman strong down low. He has the lead. Johnson second, Jamie Beal and Kerry Manson side by side for the 3rd spot. And Jason Johnson is catching up with the Great Clips number 9. Down the front straightaway, lap traffic ahead of your leader, Darren Pittman. He'll go to the bottom side of the racetrack. Here comes Jason Johnson. A big run across the middle of turn 2. Down the back straightaway, your race is for the lead. Jason Johnson to the cushion. Darren Pittman on the bottom. Johnson looks strong, cuts to the middle of the speedway, out of turn 4, and around Darren Pittman. Jason Johnson takes the lead on lap number 11. Jason Johnson motors 5, and now Pittman by 2 car lengths back to the inside. He'll regain the lead off of turn number 2. Down the back chute, 2 car lengths back. Johnson back to the cushion. Here comes Donnie Schatz. A 3-car battle for the lead off turn 4. Pittman, Johnson, and Schatz. Pittman back out in front on lap number 12. Jason Johnson still right there, but now Schatz to the inside, and Johnson racing for 2nd out of the 2nd quarter. Side by side now, Donnie Schatz moves up into the number 2 position. Jason Johnson goes back to the top side of the racetrack. Pittman moves up. He'll open the bottom. Here comes Donnie Schatz off turn 4 for the lead. Donnie Schatz leads the 13th lap of the 56th Knoxville Nationals. Darren Pittman back to the cushion in 1 and 2, trying to reclaim the top spot.
one. Jason Johnson there as well. Heavy traffic for the leaders into turn number 3.
Through the bottom of turns 3 and 4, Shots held up behind the 1C. Now he'll move by on the inside. Here comes Jason Johnson around the outside of Darren Pittman for second. He's got it at the flag stand. Pittman back to the inside in turns 1. Side by side for second. Johnson on the outside. Here comes Jason Johnson around the outside on turn 4. Your race is for the lead.
Jason Johnson to the inside, slides, Donnie Shots, the rage and cage into the cushion out of turn number 4, and the crowd is on their feet as Jason Johnson leads lap number 27. Jason Johnson couldn't get by Terry McCarl on the entry to turn 1, and now Shots has an opening on the inside. Donnie Shots back to the lead in turns 3 and 4. Donnie Shots, and now Johnson right back to the inside. They'll go wheel to wheel at the line. Donnie Shots
they get together in turn 1. Jason Johnson takes the lead from Donnie Shots. They bump tires going into turn number 1. Now Donnie to the outside. Down the back straightaway, Jason Johnson has it. Here comes Shots on the inside.
Donnie Shots with a slide job out of turn 4. Jason Johnson turns it back underneath him. They'll stay side by side across the line. Shots back out in front.
Jason Johnson slides him across turn 1. They bump again in turn number 2. Jason Johnson leads down the back straightaway. The lap car just ahead of McCarl. Shane Stewart trying to close in as Donnie Shots. 5 car lengths back from your leader.
As Shots gets one last run on Johnson down the back straightaway.
Jason Johnson through the top side of turn 3. Donnie Shots down low. Doug Clark waves the twin checkers off of turn 4. A drag race to the win. And Jason Johnson wins the Knoxville Nationals. He's climbing on top of the race car. Jason Johnson, your winner.
Giving up. I mean, this is the biggest race of the year and the biggest race of my career, and it was a golden opportunity. I needed to make the most of it. I know he wasn't happy with me for crowding him, but shit, I wanted to win. You know, my guys gave me a great race car, and I was worried about blistering my tires, and just I got to thank my fellow competitor, Shane Stewart. I spent a little bit of time talking to him about how to race this track, and I was just trying to stay patient, run him down, and you know, I got by him. I stayed patient for a few laps, and I couldn't stay patient no more. It was time to go.
This is it now. Already, are you thinking about next year?
No, hell no, we're gonna have a party. Yeah.
Disney World. Woo! This is a party, and everybody is invited. Jason Johnson won the Knoxville National.
All right, Jason. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's the big one, Jason.